check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. For check it. Green select glucometer, check it. Push sugar level, for check it. For check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Me did the young antechua, and maybe I'm discovered for Europe. I come a bushing for Ghana. No, me used to tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Easy, convenient, fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover ye map him. Tap send. Internet. Also download the tap send app. No, ever mobile phone so free. Na first ka come abusuya for Ghana for na. Tap send. Papa no.
Emre tudo nani etina kamu kwantin ten akotonyo mabegu ye shop mu se ubenya ni nyina ofako enno so ya asem foforo o so to mfa akosi kaswa ne mpatamu anase achimota la pass ekosi nsawam. Jimmy Dale is your one-stop shop distribution for wholesale and retailers. Safa drinks, insure, enyane anase ade bia wo pebia. So ukoton kwadia enye bebia wo se wutumwa eye Jimmy Dale. You can locate Jimmy Dale Ventures at Giga Junction inside Soto, or call us now on 0208-920-996. Jimmy Dale Ventures, the official sponsor for Sammy Flex TV.
Yeah. Kojo, perfect, yeah. Ori, nation, yeah. Everybody can you, let me see the top. Boys on the hustle for payoff. Boys I show the aircon, I am pecans on Muslim Casua, yeah, cop, yeah, say, school never top up, street life on top up. What you know, your pun, yeah. Maybe me feel my bill, then I made a mean cheap hair. Then I'm a million and my yellow penno. Into CC, I'm a clap hair. May I my yeah, major cha, I can't be one some more. Mammy, you know, my man, next time I'll shoot you more. I don't care what you say to me. My dad wants some made them more. If you fly me to a fly boy, cut your payment, them you more. Don't feel everybody will like you. I still Nana will go right free. My dad Van Dam. Moonuka, no, I'm last kick. I don't care what them say. Yeah, you. I don't see them, yeah, you. I don't care what them say. Yeah, I don't see them, yeah, you. Brana min chonyeko. Etana yo kesa. Brana min chonyeko. Etana yo kesa. I don't care what them say. Yeah, you. I don't see them, yeah, you. I don't care what them say. Yeah, you. I don't see them, yeah, you. Brana min chonyeko. Etana yo kesa. Brana min chonyeko. Etana yo kesa. Maya na yo, minimi chisi yo biani he. Brana min chonyeko. Messi yento biani kiss. This year with the roof. That's why Nana with the move. Yo, street and giant shit. Ain't the other taste. Minto, Nana, I swear nobody tell what you make your close. Yako, Nana, we start time no be today. Tell what this. I horror me, a horror face, no the fear face, so that I'm running the race. Money, haste on my mind. We always aim for the grind. Until we end for a time. No, they hear any of your bragging, bro. Yeah, many again, we here to run it up. Yeah, we could shut the city down and back it up. They always the killers we new movie. I watch them in the movie. I don't care what them say. Yeah, you. I don't see them, yeah, you. I don't care what them say. Yeah, you. I don't see them, yeah. Chonieko, Brana min Chonieko, Brana min Chonieko, Etana yo kesa, Brana min Chonieko, Brana min Chonieko, Brana min Chonieko, Etana yo kesa. I don't care what them say, I don't see them, I don't care what them say, I don't see them, Brana min Chonieko, Brana min Chonieko, Brana min Chonieko, Etana yo kesa, Brana min Chonieko, Brana min Chonieko, Brana min Chonieko, Etana yo kesa. Hey, yeah, I mean, love it, Sinte, yeah, yeah, find it, Nation, Rule.
We can only get better when we learn and go harder, and that is what we are doing right here on Sammy Flex TV, Showbiz Daily, the people's show, our show, your show, and the show for the people. My name is Sammy Flex. Welcome to the Thursday's edition of Showbiz Daily, where I am seated with my charges for us to talk about show business and nothing else. We are going to do more today. We have some interesting discussion to do with my charges, and I want you to be part of it. So whilst you are here, remember that I'm going to read your comments, and that is what I want to tell you from scratch. That today's show is live. When we say live, I know some people get it. And I know the pain of some people when they come in, oh, so today was live, and I couldn't come to fire. All right, so you just have to make sure you are dropping your comments, and I am sure going to, Chemo, you are disturbing. And I'm sure going to read your comments, so feel free to be part of today's show. On the screen, you can see Roland Amakye. Captain says the guy with the logoligi hair. Is that a guy with the logoligi hair? All right, so Roland Amakye is already on your screens, and he is a talent manager, an event person, publicist, and a promoter. Anytime you want to do your event and you want some publicity, why not? Contact Roland Reports, and they are sure going to take care of you. Now, in the middle, I have Intim Dodu Solomon, aka Chemo. Chemo is our online manager, and he is also digital content strategist. And anytime you see him here, then you should know that he's about to give you some more fire. At the extreme end is Nana Reagan, aka Beef Nation president, also a talent manager, promoter. He's also a writer, and today he sits here as one of my panel members for us to do the discussion. And to the team, at the moment, it is Gideon Nilam Tessin who is handling cameras. I hear currency said, now come to reserve seat. So currency is on the reserve seat today for Gideon Nilam Tessin to take over the mantle to do what we have to do. And Richie Flex is the editor director of the show, and Emmanuel Foyula PG is the producer. And I know you are also at the other end, ready to be part of what we are about to do. DKB is here, and he started talking about what we have to discuss. DKB says, I've really regretted helping that ingrate. Okay, so for information, DKB, we are now even about to discuss it. We have both videos on standby just to expatiate it to our people. Then they will get to understand it. And Frederick Apia is bringing us greetings from France. He says, good evening. And Fidelis Osara says, hello, everyone. Please, guys, let's speak universal language, English.
We speak universal language.
I'm sure Fidelis doesn't want to be out of the discussion today, so he's made his intentions clear. Augustino, I see you. Thanks for being part of what we are about to do as well. And again, you guys are really welcome. Albert Ansa Mensah says, hi guys, how are you doing? Albert, we are doing so well. We are doing so good. And thanks for being a part of the show as well. Now, Josano also joined us, a.k.a. He's Atuku with you, right? Josano Atuke ni fireman Wachira. Ni fireman Wachira is also here, and it feels good that he is also here. Now, I want us to read a certain story briefly before we even start the other discussions. Some artists have been picked by Amakye Dede as their favorite artists, and I want to ask my people that if Amakye Dede picks you as one of his favorite artists, what does it really mean? If a whole Abranti Amakye Dede picks you as one of his favorite artists, what does it mean? I'm sure going to read this story, then I will ask my people what it means to them as well. We'll be talking about Dabo and DKB's clash. We will be talking about that as well. So just stay put and wait for us. And the big announcement is that tomorrow on Showbiz Daily, we are going to have a one-on-one conversation with Shatta Wale, just for you to know. So you prepare and wait for it tomorrow. You don't have to miss it at 8:30 p.m. Boom! Showbiz Daily exclusive with Shatta Wale. All the panel members will be here for us to do our discussion. So get ready and let's do that. Tell someone as well that tomorrow, Shatta Wale exclusive, he will be here with us to do it like we are always ready to do it. A story on Ghana Web says Amakye Dede lists 3 of his favorite Ghanaian musicians. And I want to read it. It says, iconic Ghanaian high life singer Daniel Amakye Dede, popularly known as Amakye Dede or Iron Boy, has named 3 of his favorite musicians from the music generations after him. Tackling a question posed to him about the musicians he admires from the new crop of musicians in Ghana, the Iron Boy singer revealed that his favorite artists are Sarkodie, Fameye, and Kofi Kinata. Please note down the names. The names, according to Shatta Wale, they are Sarkodie, Fameye, and Kofi Kinata. Now, according to Amakye Dede, the artists listed above are his favorite because of their good music and lyrics. He says, if you ask me who my favorites are, I would go in for rapper Sarkodie, Fameye, and then Kofi Kinata. These guys are very good with music and they sing because they have a story to tell. Amakye Dede told Ace journalist Nana Barnamwa. Now, in the same interview, the high life giant called for the legalization of cannabis, popularly known as weed. That is also another angle we're looking at. So let me leave that to rest. Then when we come to the cannabis, the weed, and the other angles, we will surely look at it. So Amakye Dede is a veteran. In fact, he is one of the guys who has really tested the lifespan of an artist. If you are talking about an artist who has a lifespan, I'm sure Amakye Dede will qualify as one of the greatest. Even now that he's not releasing songs, he is still giving us hits back to back, back to back, back to back. Now he's looked around our industry and he's decided on picking 3 of our artists as his favorite. And here I'm asking that if your name was mentioned among Amakye Dede's list, what would that mean to you? Once again, the names are Sarkodie, Fameye, and Kofi Kinata. What does it mean if you are part of Amakye Dede's 3 favorite artists? That is what we are going to start our discussion with. Remember, you can also join us, and I'll be reading your comments as the show goes on. Yes, Ru, I'll start this with you, and let me listen to what you say.
Sammy, let's say a very good evening to, or hello to our viewers wherever they find themselves. I think for you to be mentioned by the, I don't know whether to still call him Iron Boy or this time.
Iron he's Man. Still Iron Boy.
Iron Man.
No, he'll continue to be an Iron Boy.
He will always be an Iron Man.
Yeah.
I think it is good. It is good. If, like someone said, if they don't talk about you, then it means you are nobody. And for a veteran like that to shortlist you as his best, like one of the people that he likes, even when he says, oh, I've seen this guy and I think he's doing something right, then I think you are indeed doing something right. And somebody would ask, why these 3 artists? I think they all have one thing in common. That has to do with their resilience and also their writing prowess. Because these people are people whose songwriting skills are not just ordinary. Let's take Kofi Kinata, for example. Man has won Songwriter of the Year back to back to back to back. And you can't take that away from him. When you check his fan base, this is somebody whose fan base moved from the young, the millennials to even the old generation, and they cut across. So it is obviously that he is going to catch the eye of some of these veterans. Why? Because just like Omo fan base, Kenyatta also has been able to win their hearts, which means that anytime Amakye Dede finds himself in a space, there is the possibility that his colleague or his peer will say that, oh, I want this guy to come and perform. And definitely, wherever Amakye Dede finds himself and sees Kofi Kenyatta, he will definitely take a second look at him. And I'm sure the guy has proven himself with him, his writing skills. For Fameye, I think it was, I would say it's just recent that he probably might have caught the attention of the veteran because of what he has achieved even in recent times. Look at where he came from, as in his background, to where he has gotten to. Obviously, nobody will tell you that Fameye has, like, he's been able to withstand some storms in the industry. When it comes to controversies, it is not everybody who can pass through whatever Fameye went through and still survive. The guy has gone through it, and when you look at even his achievements currently at the last edition of even the award scheme, you can clearly see that this guy has huge recognition, and gradually he is also winning the fan base of the old artists, and also he has that of the millennials as well. For Sarkodie, I think he will be the star man here. He will be the star favorite. Why? Because he has already mentioned him in his interview with him, with you, and also because of what Sarkodie has been able to achieve even with the native language. I think that has been Sarkodie's biggest achievement. What he's been able to even achieve internationally with the local language. Yes, Amakye Dede and his peers have done excellent even outside. But what Sarkodie has been able to do with what they also had has been like maybe a step further. Going to the BETs and climbing to some stages that probably they themselves were not able to like reach. So for Sarkodie to reach that side with the native language especially, then you should know that it is not so surprising that Sarkodie is in the man's list. One thing that makes me surprised is the fact that he did not mention the one that they made him crown, gave the crown. I mean, the high, when it comes to the highlight.
In fact, I was going to ask about
that. That is one surprise.
As to why Kwame Eugene was not mentioned as his
that
favorite.
Is one surprise, and for Fameye to rather win that slot, this shows that Famiye's achievement, like Famiye's recent achievement, has been able to surpass that of Kwame Eugene. Because if it had been years back, or maybe 3 years or 4 years back, I'm sure if they had posed the same question to him, probably it would have been a different answer, and Kwame Eugene probably would have found himself in there because of how hot he was at that time. Currently, Kwame Eugene, yes, he has hit songs, but when you are talking about some of the hottest artists currently, Kwame Eugene doesn't make the cut. So, and obviously, Fameye has been able to work to achieve that slot. So, kudos to them, and I think they should feel proud wherever they are that their names have been mentioned by these veterans.
All right, thank you so much, Roland Amate. Let me read some latest comments here. Clive C says, this is the dream team. All of you guys have different and insightful opinions, especially Diabolica Chemo. Big ups, guys. Now, Albert and Sammy says, I always watch you guys from France. Albert, thank you so much. Now, Fidelix Osara says, I know, Mr. Flex, you have listened to my voice message when I said you should invite Shatta Wale because I have questions for him. Well, I've seen the voice note. I'm yet to listen to it, honestly. Yeah, I've seen it, but I realized the length was big, so I'm yet to. Today has been busy, so I'm going to really listen to it. Now, Josano says, Amakye Dede is a legend and a very good one for that matter. Therefore, if he picks you as his favorite, then I think he's seen greatness. That's talent and hard work. Now, Clive C says, guys, it is ironic that Kwame Eugene didn't make the list since he crowned him as the next king of high life. Food for thought. Greetings from Texas. Rich Lip says, hi. Jackie Boatin says, Chamo, we miss you. Jackie Boatin comes again. He says, good evening, everyone. Josanna says, Beef Nation President, I hail you. Now, Rich Lip says, DKB, you again. Rita Sewa says, good evening, everyone. Kwesi Ayefe. A.K.A. the guy from Canada. Hard guy. He says, I just joined. Rita Sewa says, lovely team. Frederick Apia says, I'm watching the day and read it here. It is like husband and wife. Oh. And Kwesi IFS says, don't touch my chebo. Nobody has touched your chebo, we beg you. And Augustino says, if Amachi Dede picks you as his favorite, it tells you that he likes you personally. And he likes the way they do their works and how they compose their songs. Wawolo TV says, Brasamini, Wawolo Day here. Now, greetings from Wembley Gym Senior. Chemo's submission in previous episodes deserves 1,000 Ghana cedis Momoana. And this is coming from Bismarck. Bismarck, I see you. Charlie, how is my girl doing? Hope you are keeping her safe, though. Mr. Bismarck said, I'll best send you 1,000 Ghana Momo because of your previous. And I have another announcement to make, so I'll make it later. Wow. Yes, Chemo, come through.
Yeah, I think I was starting like this. Kwame Eugene did not do something right when he got closer to Amakye Dede. Because it's surprising that when you ask Amakye Dede about...
Yes, every question about... Yeah, Kwame Eugene doesn't come in.
Meanwhile, we heard that he went to the house, ate with him, and they talked about something. But surprisingly, they didn't talk about music. Because when you ask Amakye Dede if any musician has approached him in terms
or
of...
if he's done any dealings with any musician, he will tell you no. He will not mention Kwame Eugene's name.
Kwame Eugene. Meanwhile, Kwame Eugene went to his house. What were they discussing? He just went there to eat fufu and then...
take pictures.
And they take pictures of why is he not in Amakye Dede's list? When you look at it, I think maybe Kwame Eugene did not do something right. Because I think Kwame Eugene is good enough to be in a list like this. But one thing is also clear. When you look at the list, a name like Fameye and then Kofi Kinata, for instance, they are very prolific writers. So it's not surprising that he is mentioning them. And because Amakye Dede too, he's a very good writer when it comes to songs. Yeah. So he will easily relate to people like that.
People who write well.
So people like Kofi Kinata, after reigning VGMA continuously for I think 3 or 4 years, and then Fameye also now in the same Fameye now in the same seat. I think I think it's obvious that he has some love for good writers or prolific writers in terms of music. And then Sarkodie too, I think it's about his business dealings and how he carries himself when it comes to music business.
But he's even mentioned that he's done a song with Sarkodie
and all that. So that one too is not surprising. And I think people will not be so surprised about the list. Just that Kwame Eugene missing in action will raise eyebrows. Like, what is going on? What is it about? Like, but this list, I mean, is not debatable or arguable. Like, he should leave this one and take this one. They all deserve to be in Amakye Dede's list. And I think the surprising factor is that we are not hearing anything about Kwame Eugene when Amakye Dede is talking. And we don't know what really went on at the time that he got closer to Amakye Dede. That's the surprising part. But for the list, I agree with him, and I think it's cool.
Okay, thank you, Team Dodo Solomon Chemo. Let me read some fresh messages before we move on. Kwesi IFS says, don't touch Chemo. Bernard Kuban, nobody is touching Chemo once again. Shatta Wale says, Brasami, I beg, don't stop reading comment. I'm not going to stop. I know you guys love it. Eva Diva says, good evening, everyone. Rita Sewa says, I think Amakye Dede was forced to crown Kwame Eugene. At the moment, he was hot and winning all the awards. I don't like I don't think they did really liked Eugene. I'm sure that is what you wanted to say. Okay, so you said you don't think much did they really like Eugene, and that is how we are saying it. Yes, so I'm still going to read your messages, so feel free and drop them and tell someone that, yeah, we are live. So come and be part of the show. But now let me ask you this. Are you not a little surprised that in Ghana, if you are to mention top artists who will come in the minds of anybody, Shatta Wale, Stonebwoy, and Sarkodie. And only Sarkodie made the cut. Stonebwoy and Shatta Wale, they are missing. Meanwhile, like, if you are talking about the names making noise about music in Ghana, like these three, the three S's, and Shatta Wale, Stonebwoy, they are missing. Does it come as a surprise or a shock?
Not at all. Not at all, because the whole conversation is about favorite artists. If it was to be about top artists, or that is where maybe I would have been surprised.
So his favorite might not necessarily be the top.
That is what I even want to use to argue the Kwame Eugene's comments coming in, because yes, maybe he crowned Kwame Eugene as High Life King, but he doesn't fall in maybe his favorite. His favorites might be the songs that on regular basis when he is checking his playlist, songs that he can easily play and enjoy them. But when you want to crown somebody as, let's say, High Life King or what King, you might not want to use your favorite. In fact, if you push somebody who is your favorite, you might not be objective, because you need to look at certain things to consider, certain factors to consider before you can say, okay, this person has to be crowned. And at that time, among the names mentioned, Kwame Eugene was the only artist that was tagging himself as High Life artist. The rest were not tagging themselves like that. And there were conversations that, oh, High Life cry, I call for Moses, I cry the woo. So for Kwame Eugene to put his career there like that, like, okay, I want to be the poster boy for High Life music. And then when I mount on stage, I scream High Life, what for people for people to feel that no, the genre is not dead. We are still doing it. We have modernized it, and we are still giving it to audience for them to enjoy. Maybe that is what some of the things he might consider to crown him as the High Life King as at that time. If what the other things that we are hearing about Charterhouse forcing him to crown Kwame Eugene is not true, then maybe personally he will look at some of those things. Okay, I'm a High Life artist. I'm a High Life legend. Who among the young upcoming musicians is also on that same path? He will not go and crown Shatta Wale. He will not go and crown Sarkodie. He will definitely look at somebody, a young guy who is also doing High Life music and like has the vision of traveling or pushing the High Life genre to the world. And at that time, Kwame Eugene was doing it far, far better than the names that we have mentioned. So that is what might push him to say, okay, let me crown him. Yeah, but when it comes to favorite artists, maybe if he was allowed to mention like 5 or 10, maybe Kwame Eugene's thing would have appeared. Favorite because he mentioned the favorite 3 because maybe, and then or like, maybe tell in the interview or say, or you understand? So, any favorite. On Kong Angel. Until any other name will come after these 3. And I want to also believe that the songwriting bit Chemu mentioned is one of the key factors. A bit more as a legend, knowing how or not running your money and how portraying
someone who has
that is what will push him to pick these 3 as favorites. So I don't see Kwame Eugene not mentioning the favorite is not really a problem to me. It's not a worry or a surprise to me at all. I think that yes, he has crowned him. He is the High Life King. He is still making sure he wants to hold that High Life flag and champion the High Life genre. But with favorites there, unless maybe we give him opportunity to say, okay, Amakye, okay, mention let's say 5 or mention like 10. If he mention 5 or more and he doesn't mention Kwame, that is when maybe I'll start having issues. But 3, I don't have any. There's no surprise.
There is no surprise factor there. Okay, thank you so much. Let me read some new messages. Says Messi Alando says, "Let love lead Shatta Wale," and he says Ben Williams says, "Late to the show." Wawolo TV says Chemo has said it all. They are lyrically good. Shatta says, "I believe everyone has his or her favorite. Again, Sak will be his favorite because Sak always seeks advice from him, which Amakye Dede has confirmed countless times. Clive C says, Reagan Medawasiwati, good submission there. Now Shatta Wale says, since Chemo started working with the pastor, he is always with a laptop on the show. Since Chemo started working with the pastor, he's always with a laptop on the show. Levels don't change. Now, Ninete says, I just came. Chemo is my guy. Yeah, yesterday Ninete was not happy that Chemo was not here. Today Chemo is here, so I'm sure.
Well, for the laptop, anytime that we are
live,
they will see it.
Okay, so let me explain. Chemo says, "Who said laptop this in the that means we are live and reading your comments."
Chemo powers your comment.
Wawolo TV is a fanana no can't Reagan no why. Okay, so still on Amakye Dede, let's clear this. In terms of artists, musicians, celebrities, weed and smoking, some people think, oh, these are like a family. If you meet celebrities, weed and smoking, people think that, oh, like it's a thing. It's our thing. Like we vibe. It's a blood niggas, Miami blood niggas like that. So Amakye Dede appeared on Nana Banamoa's show, that is Star Chat. And some questions about weed, smoking, legalizations were put to Amakye Dede and how he answered them. I'm just going to play the video to you. Credit to Star Chat, that is GH1, and this is their video. And when I come back, ask my people that, what do they think Nana Badama was looking for? Was Amakye Dede's responses impressive? Was he real? Was he truthful? These are some of the things I want us to do with this particular video. Watch it. I'll be right back.
Yeah, it was an open secret. He like, did you ever try it?
Yeah.
Did you try it?
Oh, in fact, I didn't.
You didn't try it?
I didn't try it.
But you've never tried it?
Yeah.
You don't like it?
I can't say I don't like it. I can't say I don't like it.
Why can't say, have you tried it before?
I've tried it before.
You've tried weed before?
Yeah.
But you didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
No.
Do you think it should be legalized in Ghana? Weed?
Like it will be better.
Why?
Why? You see now, in America, in parts of Germany and Amsterdam, they have legalized it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they are earning money from it. You see? So in fact, if somebody tells you that Ghanaians should legalize the weed, I don't think it's a problem.
So it should be legalized.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what do you think about people who smoke it? Do you think it's okay?
No, but you are taking me back to things I don't want to talk about.
Oh, really?
But I know.
Do you think it's bad? I mean, there are people who have this perception that once you smoke weed, then you're a bad person.
No.
Yeah, because I know people who smoke weed and they are not bad people. The perception is so wrong.
No. If you smoke weed, you are not a bad person.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Right. Should musicians smoke it before a performance?
Yeah.
They should.
Yeah.
What would it do for them? What would it do for them if they smoke? Would it make them extra, energetic? What would it do for them, for instance?
Yeah, it's extra energetic.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that was an excerpt from Star Chat, Abrantier, Amakye Dede, and Nana Namoa on that particular show. I remember the last time we interviewed Amakye Dede, when we went for his press conference, he said something. He said he does not like granting interviews because anytime he grants interviews, after the interview, what he sees around will be captions and comments that are not very palatable to his brand. Things that will always make him look some way. And I don't know if this will make him feel something like that. Just as Nana Badamwa was pushing him to respond to some of these questions on weed, smoking allegations and all that. So I'm going to Chemo and ask that, like I'm asking, what was Nana Badamwa looking for to achieve? Anytime a journalist is punching hard like that, anytime a journalist is using the pugilist style of interviewing, then it means the journalist is looking for something. What do we think she was looking for? Amakye Dede's responses. Are we impressed with the responses? Chamo, Yankoi.
I'm not impressed with the responses.
You are not?
Yeah, because and at some point he was even just picking the words of Nanaba to respond. I mean, obviously it tells you that that's not what he wants to say or wanted to say, if I should put it that way. So as for the responses, then no, I'm not impressed. But he had something to say that he couldn't say the way maybe he wanted to say it. So that's why I'm saying that. And clearly from the response, you can also, I mean, guess it. Like the way he will pause and say Nanaba, and he will say something before giving just one or two words, and then he is done. And so it's not fair for anybody to take it the way that we have it. I mean, we have to go deeper into it. Just that me, I would disagree with him when he says it's okay for people to take it before going on stage, like taking weed before you go on stage. Yeah. No.
Was that a straight response from him?
No, but he give affirmation to the way Nanaba wanted it. Like
Nanaba led him,
yeah,
and he fell for it.
Yes, something like that. And Nanaba didn't even push him to explain further.
I mean, what she was looking for, she had it.
Yeah,
You know,
so
and that's the style of the journalist. The moment you say what you want to hear,
it's okay, let's continue. But looking at the way he was saying things, I think it would have been better if Nanaba pushed for him to say more. Apart from saying that it has economic value, like people are doing it elsewhere and making money from it. But she asked specific question like, is it okay to take it before you mount on stage or before you go on stage? And he said yes. And then she ended it. How? You have to let him explain why it's okay for you to take it before you go on stage. Maybe it will give you energy, it will boost your confidence, it will do what you didn't.
Yeah, but Nanaba said she asked if it.
But that's what
that's why
all the things the guy, the man responded to. They were Nanaba's leads. Yes.
Nanaba will say, and he will say yes. Or oh yeah, it will. Then he will repeat the same words that Nanaba was using. And if you get something like that, it means the guy is not telling you what
he wants to tell you.
No. He's just affirming what you think it should be. So it doesn't make it so cool. So from the responses, I'm not impressed. But if you take it in general, like, is it okay to take something like any drug at all before you mount stage? I would say no, on the basis that it will have health implications even after that. Yes, you may be okay at the time that you are using it, but at the long run or in the near future, you suffer for it, or you pay the price for taking drugs into your body. I mean, it's not spontaneous, like if you take it today, tomorrow, no, you are sick or something. No, sometimes it may take you even 10, 20 years before you get that effect. So for me, I think it will be better if you can do it with your natural self and then do whatever you can based on that. If you need to improve, it's exercise or going through the legal, apart from the legal means, maybe medication that is okay for the body or something. But if you are going for weed, for instance, yes, it's an energy booster. It's an happy kind of induce it will get you
excite
you within a short time. So, but the sad part of it is that if you take one today to do it, tomorrow you need to. Then in the like from time to time you have to increase the dose to get the same effect. So before you realize, there should be one bag at the backstage for you to take before you mount on the stage. And when they ask you, woman and weed, which one will you take? You definitely say me pe button.
Yeah, button. Button there me button.
At that point you are far gone. The thing has taken over even your decision making. So me, I will not encourage anybody to do that. But once in a while, if somebody wants to try or somebody, why not? But if it becomes a habit, then I think it's a problem.
All right, thank you so much. Let me read some messages. Kwesi Ayefe, he says, the laptop is the wisdom boss. Shatta Wale says, now musicians and weed here, it is like Roland and changing of hairstyles. Josando says, about the weed issue, he spoke so well, but he didn't get a vim like Raskuku would. Rich Lip says, Nanaba wants to put Amakye Dede in a takeaway box. Package him with questions to comment. This question is there more than the flood that happened in Accra. Shatta Wale says, how would Amakye Dede know weed makes you energetic whilst he doesn't like it? However, the question was for an agenda purpose, which Nana led him mischievously. Frederick Apia says, I'm a Beckham boy and I can confirm he smokes. Ben Williams says, weed is not a drug. Weed is not a drug. And Ni Nete says, Brasame, he smokes. Eva Diva says, not even going to lie. Most musicians need something before they go on stage because it is not easy to face a crowd. In the music industry, a normal distance. So, Eva Diva, what does it mean? That you also take in something before you mount the stage? Because I know for some time you've been performing in London here and there. Does it mean in all these shows you have been coughing? You have been coughing or something before you go on the stage? Okay. Nidnete says, Eva, true. Fidelix Ostara says, maybe one of the questions for Shatta Wale tomorrow will be if they should legalize weed. If he, Shatta Wale, smokes weed before going on the stage. Rich Lips says, Brasami, please, one of your shows, please, let's debate this topic. Is weed drug or not? And the benefits that comes with it. Rich, what's up? Popo man. You know Popo man. Mercy Alanda says, we know who we love, but it is hard to know who really loves you. Eva Diva says, Ni, he's a legend, but you can bluntly tell from his lips, weed is his best friend. And Eva Diva says, I don't do. Mine is Red Bull. Red Bull. Okay, no problem. If yours is Red Bull, keep drinking Red Bull. Yes, Nana Regan, were you also impressed? What do you think Nana Banama was looking for?
I think Nanaba was looking for Amakye Dede's position on the debates that has been going on for some time now. And I think she might have heard about the perceptions about Amakye Dede smoking and all of that. So she really wanted to push and get his opinion whether we should legalize it or not. And I think she got that answer from him. So. But I think I also agree with Chemo. I wasn't really impressed with how the whole question and answers were, going back and forth.
Some people think that it was because of language limitation and that if Nana Banamwa had allowed him to speak in Twi, he would have expressed or defended himself better.
That could be true. That could be true. So I think maybe the language restricted his explanations, like the details that he can really give proper to some of the answers he was giving to Nanaba. So, for instance, with the question about whether the artist should take before they get on. So I'm sure if he was allowed to speak our local language, he might have given more details to it, not just maybe the energy bit or anything. Like he might have even argued or given a different detail to even argue what Chemo is also saying in here, because he has been in the industry for a very long time, for knowing how what he does on stage, and for him to tell you that okay, it is okay for an artist to take weed before you mount the stage. Maybe he might be speaking from experience, but like we are saying, maybe the language did not allow him to flow the way he wanted to flow. But with the weed, personally, I would also not advise any artist to take it before the stage. It is just like you telling a man to take aphrodisiac before they have sex. And I don't
you mean it's just like you telling a man to powder
before?
and he said you're against that?
Yeah. It is not something. It is not something I would personally advise somebody to do. Oh, Charlie.
Okay. No, I'm just thirsty. It's okay. Hey, Benade Kuban, you see the powder nation people. Shout out to Kuban. The Kuban says he endorses powder nation. Yes.
The point I'm making is that sometimes you might have even experienced certain lives that it is not something you want to see somebody do. That's the point I'm making. So saying, okay, an artist should smoke weed before they should get on stage. Indirectly, you are telling some of these artists already they are very lazy when it comes to rehearsals. So the moment
they are actually soaking themselves in the weed thing.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if you endorse it like that for them, then what it means is that when we take this thing, we will get the energy to perform on stage and the crowd will go like crazy. So let's not even go the extra mile to rehearse, to really do proper plan on what to do on stage and all of that. So all we'll be seeing them doing is that they will just come and they smoke in their cars, they get on stage with their red caps, and then that's it. So that's going to create a lot of problems, in my opinion. So I don't think that should have even come from him. I don't know why he thinks like people should do that. Maybe personally, or let's say on why you're not onya problem, but you can't also decide like that for people, because maybe you will smoke the weed and go on stage and everybody will clap for you. Somebody will smoke it and get on stage and the story the story will be a different thing. So like saying it is good for artists to do that, I mean that wasn't good for me. Like aphrodisiac, people are using it, but you shouldn't sit on public platforms like that and endorse it that people should take dragons and tramadors before they go and have sex, because it will make the sex last and all of that. I mean, it is not a good thing to come from a legend like that. That's the thing. So yes, I think Nanama was a bit soft with him, because yes, he was soft. That is why the questions was like, have you done it before? Yes. Then he will go to another question, because if it was somebody that really wants to go hard and proper hard, he would have pushed and even force him to explain why he thinks artists should smoke before they get on stage. But he just left it there like that.
Would you ask an artist about weed? Those questions, like, is it a question of interest?
Maybe I will ask questions about drugs. Like I will put it in that but
the bracket of drugs.
Yes, not specifically weed. Because weed need a bit more crown so worship it. And you know, say because of they will think like you are asking because you think it is not a good thing to do. But if you the check bracket will say drug, or maybe Omar in his explanation will say this and that, and mention some of the drugs he is using or things people can use and what people should not use. So I think that's
but let me ask you this question before I come here. Do you think Amakye doesn't smoke, as he said?
I doubt.
I doubt.
Okay, let me read some fresh messages. And Clive C says, Shishina Bankuba. Ninette says, Eva, shout out to you. Ben Williams says, Amakye this response was due to the language barrier. Now, Rich Lip says, oh, yes, sometimes I smoke weed. Thank you for being honest. Is that, oh, yes, sometimes I smoke weed. It was prescribed for me by my doctor because of some medical issues I had when I was in the army. And I see nothing wrong with it. It is actually the best investment now. Wow. Now, Kwesi Ayefe, aka Bernard Ekubaze, Powder Nation.
Powder Nation. Powder Nation.
Powder Nation. Now, Ben Williams says aphrodisiac is not bad. It enhances your sex drive. For example, eating lobster is considered an aphrodisiac. Eh? Lobster.
Even hot pepper.
Hot pepper.
Yes, but that one is not strong. That it will be more like organic, and then the other one will be the chemical.
Lobster. Which one is the lobster? Monko. Fresh one and there. That's the organic.
You see the mischief here. He's giving example of organic one. What about the other ones like tramadol, powder, and other stuff?
Okay.
Or maybe
Nana Dubuafu. NABG. Ninete says, very good point, Nana Regan. And Ninete comes again, he says, I also doubt that Amakye does not do it. Well, Roland Amakye will speak finally on this. Then we move on to other interesting issues. Now, to the producers, the story on the man of God, please. I sent you another video. Use my version because the punchline I want to use is in my version. So try to use that. And Lappy, please give me the name of the church, of the pastor, and the pastor's name proper, because I love that particular story. Send those details to me. Yes. Ro, were you also impressed? What was Nana Namwa looking for? Was she being mischievous? And
I think she was trying to be mischievous, if you ask me, because the Star Chat on GH1 is kind of a new program that has been introduced. First, it was on radio, hosted by Golari, and Nanaba took over on radio, and now, due to the shortage of staff at GH1, she's been tasked to also hold the fort when it comes to the GH1 productions and all that. So bringing a new program like of that magnitude on TV, obviously when it comes to the initial stages, there would be something to give it a drive, to trumpet the show out there. Because yes, they are going to compete with other entertainment shows or conversation shows like the one on UTV and other ones on City TV and all that. So you need something that can sell. You need topics or headlines that will fly. And I think that was, on that tangent, was what Nanaba Namwa tried to do. And obviously she achieved whatever she wanted.
Okay.
On the other hand, I think the legend will be very disappointed wherever he is when he sees headlines flying
with weed
out of this interview, because like he mentioned to you in his interview with you, these are some of the things, some of the reasons why he
shies away from
interviews, because yes, there are so many relevant stuff that relevant in quotes that he said in this conversation, but they all seem to be missing, and it is this portion of the video that is rather flying with so many headlines on different blogs. So I think he'll be very disappointed, because yes, he when it comes to his position in the music industry and also his position in the society, because mind you, he's now a chief. He's a chief, and not just an excuse me to say an ordinary musician, but he's also a chief, and anything that he says carries weight, and he can be questioned about it. So when he's been, I don't want to say they misquote him, because these are his exact words. Somebody can quote him because he, like Chemu said, he affirmed it by also repeating the words that were thrown at him. But then it doesn't still speak good. I think that the language barrier did him a great disservice. I would have wished that regardless of the format of the show, the personality should have been considered. Regardless of the format. Yes, there are so many shows that they can say, on this show, we blend the local dialect and English language anytime we feel like it. And I know some people have been complaining here and there. But we try to balance it and also feed both sides. I think they should have at least, even if it wasn't for that purpose, or they didn't have that slot in that format, they should have created an exemption for this kind of episode. This particular episode, I mean. Because it would have sent, I think the man had a lot to say. Because when you even look at his gestures, when the questions are being thrown at him, you realize that had it been the local, if he was allowed to speak the local dialect, probably he would have even, I'm not sure Nana Namwa would have had enough questions to ask. Because probably he's going to have a long conversation and a long explanation to the extent that probably your next question would even be answered even before you ask. That is how come she asks a question and he can go like, Nanaba. You can clearly see from his demeanor that this man has a lot to say. Either he wouldn't have answered it, or he would have even answered it in a proverbial way. Because of his status, it is not everything that he can bluntly utter, and especially on national television. Wherever he is, I'm sure he will be very, very disappointed, and also on the fact that the outfits in question are not putting in any effort to drive other conversations from that same interview to at least either to match up or overshadow the one that is trending. And I'm sure it is going to sadden his heart and say, Sammy kind. Because the man has a project coming up. And now wherever platform that he goes on, he's trying as hard as possible to promote that upcoming
So I'm sure
project.
It was part of the reasons
Exactly.
he went for the interview.
Exactly.
The boats.
Yes, the ship.
Santarino, whatever.
Ship cruising with Morgan Heritage. I'm sure that it is mainly the agenda, because hardly would you see this man on interviews. He hardly avails himself, even when it comes to song releases. How quick is he to release songs, and when it comes to interviews. So he's on a mission, he's on agenda, and sometimes we as journalists need to be a little considerate when it comes to some of these things. We know and we would want to throw our agenda at them, or even sometimes lead them to a certain point to get what we want. But sometimes let's also consider the personality in question, because I'm sure, like Regan said, if they had opened up the conversation to I felt very uncomfortable when it was thrown at him directly as weed, because if it had been put under the umbrella of maybe drugs or substance abuse, I'm not sure his answer would have been the same. Because when it comes to substance abuse, if Adiva is saying she takes Red Bull, and I can tell her it is substance abuse. So that means if in one night,
she doesn't abuse it.
In one night, no, you say she just affirms she takes Red Bull. So if in one night, probably you are supposed to climb about 4 or 5 shows before the more. Exactly, you are definitely abusing it, and it doesn't matter whether it is Red Bull or it is Tramo or it is weed or it is anything. Substance abuse can be anything. And aside water, we any other thing that gives you extra booster can be termed as substance that you probably will be abusing it. And that is one thing that I cringed when I heard his answer, and I was also disappointed he didn't get the chance to explain further, because I'm sure he would have gone to explain that probably it may be good to somebody but not good to you. So in as much as probably he is saying that it is okay for you to take it, obviously you would have to check yourself first before you do it. Because because they ask him weed directly, he can answer on weed. But what about somebody who is taking Red Bull? What about somebody who is probably taking alcohol somewhere? What about somebody who also wants to get extremely high before they even go, not even shows, interviews? And it would have been a very good conversation that so many people can learn from. And not only, now it is being centered only on weed users. So the conversation now has been narrowed to a certain portion. But if it was opened up because of some of these factors like the language and all that, and good explanation or better explanation, I'm sure it would have been a broad topic for everybody in every part to also learn from. So I personally was not so impressed with the interview. I think moving forward, they should check the personality in question, know what suits the personality so that they can get enough education. Because aside anything, they are there to entertain, educate, and also inform. So they should get the education aspect.
Well said. Tree Massey, I'm sure that is the name. Or is it Tree Mace, whichever way. He says, Amakye was having a problem to express himself in English very well. If it was Tree, he could have expressed himself well. Fidelis Osara says, Mike Tyson has a weed farm. Weed business in the US, it's a $23 billion industry. Ibrahim Iliasu says, Amakye wasn't much sure of his answers. Nana pushed him to just accept what she wanted. And Ibrahim Iliasu comes again to say, what Nana is saying now was what Amakye Dede was trying to avoid. Ibrahim Iliasu comes again and says, he wasn't clear with Nanaba's grammar. Rita Sewa says, you could clearly see that he wasn't comfortable enough to respond to those questions. I feel sad for him. Now, Rich Lip says, this lifestyle of most journalists is why most prominent people hate to be interviewed. Can you ask Despite if he smokes because he has black lips or you have heard he smokes? Eva Diva says, it's because some of the shows are late. I have performed at 3 a.m. in the morning before, and I'm sure you needed energy to perform. That is what Eva Diva is trying to say there.
I think the name is Trimase.
Trimase. Trimase.
I
think Trimase.
Yeah.
Hey,
drag me under.
No problem. Okay, so let me do this announcement. And sometimes when I want to do this announcement, I come like, who at all are we? Like, who are we or what are we that people love we so much? And I've seen that there are so many people out there, the fact that we are happy even makes them happy. Therefore, they always want to make us happy because when we become happy, they become so happy. So when Derek Money announced his phone had a problem and therefore Lapiji producer was not reaching him, so many people tried to help him, including Dr. Anita Kesley-Hayford, who decided to buy a phone for Derek Money, sent money to MC Berima to be given to him. Now, thank God he's bought the phone. Not knowing at that same time, because Jackie Boati knew I was not in Ghana. I know sometimes she vibes with me, so she'll come to Sammy, give me a momo, let me give to this guy. Because she knew I was not in Ghana, I'm sure she didn't want to bother me. So she sent a message and a DM to Derek Money's Instagram page. And Derek Money would never respond. And the response was straight to, give me your momo number. That was the only thing she sent to. Like, give me your momo number, and Derek Money was not responding. So today, she sent me a message that Sammy, because Derek Money was not ready, tomorrow you guys take $100. Go and chill with it. So because Derek Money did not respond, he said, let's invest the money into catfish business.
And catfish business is very important for church service.
It's for church service.
Yes, it boosts the anointing.
And tomorrow too is revival.
We're having a big crusade.
Yeah, tomorrow is a big crusade. So once again, to all our loved ones, and sometimes when it comes to mentioning names, I always struggle. But of course, I can say thank you to Jackie Boateng for coming in for our brother, and also coming in for, which later became coming in for all of us, and to Dr. Kesley Hayford, thank you also. And to Ekuban. Ekuban was also promising you guys, I know it will come. He actually thought I was going to travel this weekend. You know, I told him I might go to Dubai. He said, oh, can we call idea?
By September, Dubai, no.
Okay, and to one beba.
Sammy Flex monetary fund.
Yes, that is my dream.
Okay, no, that is very important. Dubai is also coming off in September. I keep saying sometimes family members would want to even allow some of their family members here in Ghana to have some traveling experience. Like MC Berima has gotten a sponsor already, so he is on the list. He's booked his ticket in advance. Cow. Now, MC Berima, you're booking the ticket, girl, for you now. So September to remember in Dubai. Once again, Team Sammy Flex TV in collaboration with Abeka Solutions in Dubai. We are doing another trip to Dubai. It's a 1 week holiday sightseeing fun trip. It is happening from 28th September to 4th October, and this is this year. It is a single. If you want to share your room, your single room, it is 13,500. If you want to share your room, it is 12,000 as well. Everything is inclusive: your ticket, your visa, your travel insurance, everything, as much as your tour places. And there will be yacht party. There will be Atlantis water park. Currency's favorite place. Currency love Atlantis water park so much. Dubai frame, desert safari, but Currency did not go to the desert safari. I'm sure the next one he has to go to, and there will be a party in the club as well. If you want to be part of it, our number is on the screen. Just call us. Let's link up and see what we can do. So MC Berima is booked now. Roland and Reagan. Richie is not record. Richie, don't pray on my list. Nini father, don't starting time on my legs. Yeah, our legs best sorting it out. Anyway, so let's move on to another debate that just sparked just this evening. This evening it has been very hot, all because diminutive actor Dabo.
This description, I take objection to it.
Oh, he's diminutive. Diminutive means someone who is little. Hey, he's little.
Little as in career or size?
No, diminutive size. When you say someone is diminutive, it means little. Oh,
But
Joe, he's little. Dabo is little. I'm not saying young actor, I said diminutive. Yeah.
But you can say Kumawood actor.
Maybe.
I mean, more diplomatic.
Kumawood diminutive actor. Why Dabo is in the news throwing samples at tomato company Lily Tomato Paste, and according to Dabo, he actually featured in their commercial. And I know how it works. I know how it works. Some they will shoot the thing. They will say, "Oh, we are now going to pitch, or we are sending it to the board to sign." If they sign, there's your budget. We are going to pay you. It happens. So you just, and especially when it comes to commercials, the agencies shoot for the companies. Yeah. So sometimes the agency might not have been paid. Yeah. They have been commissioned but not paid. So they will go and shoot it, and they will get the money and come and pay the actors involved. According to Dabo, he featured in this particular commercial. He did the advert for them. The thing went to them. He did not hear anything, whether it has been approved, whether it was not approved. Therefore, he was just standing by waiting for his money. Before he would know, the thing was on TV. They were blasting it. He vexed. Just after the interview came out, or went out from Accra FM with Nana Romeo, DKB has also released a video saying something. Now, I want us to be very particular about these two videos. We're going to watch them though. First, we watch Dabo's video. We come back to see the DKB video, and we ask that what is happening? What is happening in this our trade? Celebrities, endorsement, businesses, agreements. I don't know whether I should say thievery or whatever. Like, what is really happening? Let's watch Dabo. When we come back, conversation continues.
Yemu kwasi awo se wo me yawe eho ntimi mfuna wo mri ba ha no eho no yemu kwasi awo se wo me yawe eho ntimi mfa celebrate entwini ni dabi intin oyawe inti pani ni yawe sama be ya adwuma ma no no oyawe se o ma miska yeyi wo TV so o ma miska no etwa so obusa ni team no se Dabo ni mo atwa ne ka because of so be a project ma etwa so hu se Bibia is complete. Yes. Emranti. Entino meka aka supi. Sem dilele for kokot.
Wow.
Me kana me dilele for kokot.
Wow.
Because me Senya emona so the bemamina. I won't do advert. Because me amo sana me do ofie. Anka obekacham so be mama mu 3 months bia emona me di gufi aye den sa me de ye den. Enya nkura na because yen so no nyame ena de ato yakoma so yen so academy ne ye fo obi da achi. Enti se me bre se me po obi da achi. Na wo mebu mi kwasea. Me amuna me gye meji akoma nkura no. Nkura no wo mu ni
anyanka
nyina wo. Me makura na ye maduane ma me wo camp. Me player Ebua scam de bemana ebua body mi hwene ye no ane saa na midi ebua budget a wom de be didwa atwima ko ebua 3 cd 5 cd afa makura nti mi hwe mi se was manager mi san mu de munidi me de minim de me ye de me ye what I say na me bre we are the investment de wo ye nyame betima hye no wanu nyam be na komode me na ekena mi benya so mfaso a eno ye since de na megimani na da ache mebele enti mi ye investment enti say investment na me ye enye ni nyina mpo na benya so mfaso ye obu obeko obebu kwase a ye obu obeko obeka yo what I say ye obu okodu obloche ko betima ka say no nu what I say enti adwuma ye di aboa enyanka ebo ni bi ma na mu mbetwemadi I swear, me my lele phone in for me.
Ya wani abreo.
I swear
nyina.
I swear me my lele phone for me. Me elda. Into me modua. Media me modua.
But who don't be family kwem.
Me do one be family kwem. When I first was nigga board you see I was one ye.
Tell the elder they want to.
Me elda there be a dia body enye. Nipa ye modua.
Na oba wa Fred DKB.
DKB. Men friend.
Na ane na umbusa na se bia usika bedi no ha ana wono ha nsaka.
Se DKB wono anka men saka.
Okay.
What I say se DKB die oboae ana adwuma no mo de maye. Enti no se ana obi an flame. Se DKB on flame se bia yaw. E bia advert ye de ababontin usika sem na kosisen ana sisi. What I say me so maintain one hwe.
Na one one twa advert no.
Oh, advert no me Antipolina. Uni ma Antipolina.
Ah, minimum pa.
Yes. Ana mine bi me wura findi o ye TikTok.
Okay.
Oh, wajidin pa no twa enkran movies ni bi. Aha, me ni wom ne twa na DKB nsu twa bi.
Okay.
Advert no kra wo me phone su sisi.
Wow.
Yes.
Nti da be na over court.
Oh, sa fe na ma bagana.
Okay.
Aha. Asem no nam person formal lawyer ampaw. Aha. Nam person men transfer ma lawyer ampaw.
You so dey obedi no kama ma.
Lawyer ampaw de me gini di sin say dey me boss akrasha me. Yes.
E was answer me say.
Yes, lawyer ampaw de ye hu lawyers oye faithful oyobia. Wo de asem de hia say wudi bem. Unim so wudi bem. Na wo be hia na be chireche wo nsem. Ono de wo be chire mu yi. What I say?
So number you bisa na.
Okay, so that was Dabo's side of the story. We would surely go and watch DKB's side of the story as well. Then we'll come back to do the reviews. Then there will be another story where a pastor has said something about Shatta Wale, and I have a simple question to ask my people: that was the pastor fair to Shatta Wale based on what he added to what he said? That would be a very final topic though. But let's watch DKB. What did DKB also say, or what is DKB also saying in response to Dabo's allegation that Lily did not pay him for his for him being featured in an advert? Watch this. I'll be back.
Hello, good evening, everyone. There's some video going around from Kumawood actor Dabo about my brand Lily. I'm the brand ambassador for Lily Ghana, and it is very unfortunate. Dabo, you are a big liar, very big liar, shameless liar, and you're a very ungrateful chap. You see, sometimes I understand why people don't want to help people. I was there when you linked up with me that you have a football academy and you need to feed the boys. The constraint is so much, so I should help you with Lily since I work with Lily. I said, cool, no problem. I'll push you in. So I decided to start lobbying for you because the company were not ready to sponsor anything. And then we had a staff awards night. I called you that come do some small thing on stage so that the bosses will know you. Then I can start, pushing from that angle. You came, we did it, and the bosses got to see you. And I started pursuing, and there was an advert. So this advert, I'm going to chase a lady, and her kid brother will block me, and then blah blah blah. So I said, oh, let's make the kid brother Dabo because he has been looking for an opportunity. So when you came to shoot the advert, I remember you asked me, hey, so how much are they paying me? I said, look, I'm pushing you in. Get in there, shoot the advert. Let it be a reference point for your negotiation. You said, fin, you shot the advert. In the end, I negotiated for you. Our company said, okay, they'll give you 10,000 cedi worth of food items. I got to you that, yo, congrats, you have 10,000 worth of food items for your football academy boys. You came back that you want some small cash to sort some things, so they should make it half food, half cash. Then I got back to them, pleaded with them that we need 5,000 cash, 5,000 food for you. Then they sent you, they said, okay, fine. They'll do 5,000 cash, 5,000 food. They send you the food items list, and the food items list is not much. So now you want full cash, 10,000. What kind of tricky behavior is that? What kind of tricky behavior is that? And the company said, no. You came for food, so they are giving you food for the boys. Why is that you came with your football boys and you wanted food for them? Now you want to change the whole thing, take all the money, put it in your pocket. Hey, Dabo, when you wanted help, why did you go to the radio station to go and ask for the help? Huh? That you have football academy and they should help the boys, feed the boys. Why did you go to radio station? You have my number, why did you call me? Let me show you something. Let me show you guys something. The Lily Ghana agreed that to give Dabo 5,000 cedi worth of food items, 5,000 cedis cash, and we've left it at the Lily Ghana Kumasi branch. So the whole time I thought, oh, Dabo has gone for his food items. No, you have not gone for it because you want 10,000 cash. Company said you came that you want food. We've given you food and we've given you cash. So we are not making 10,000 cash for you. Because the proposal he brought, he wanted food items. So if you wanted food items and the company has been considerate enough to make it half food, half cash, why are you ungrateful? You didn't want to take it. Now you want full cash. Dabo, you need to apologize for this because all the emails are there, all the transactions are there. You need to apologize before you are dragged to court for this because a big company like Lele, after, taking care of Ghanaians of this while, you can't come and disrespect the company like that. So Dabo, word of caution to you, go to the same platform, same presenter, and apologize to Lele Ghana because you're a big liar. The food and the money is at Kumasi Lele branch. You haven't gone for it. How do you come for only food and then we add money? You say you don't want money, now you want full money. What's wrong with you? So Dabo, this is a warning and a caution to you. Go and apologize before you see fire.
All right, so stories well explained from both angles, from the point of Dabo and from the point of DKB as well. And I love the way they both detailed the happenings. Now we have the floor to also do our thing. And I'll start this with Nana Regan because a similar thing just happened. Shatta Wale versus Ghana Party in the Park Akoba, UK. And I know how this story was discussed. Nana, how do you see this one? Where you saying Dabo versus Lily?
I think Dabo didn't do some things right. Yes. And in fact, his communication even after traveling to abroad was very, very bad. Because Oko Binchen said, almost on a brand ambassador my company. Into academy boys, Obodi di more than into Omboa Wonanya because they also deal in food products inside them. Omboa, na company, intimate crown, Mawediani, na farmer boys, which was a good call. And also a G tunes okay, and you push so over show Mukrapa when you advert agency be chow from DKB's narration. It's an advert as a company now on person much more money because I come with you papa about 70. And no force says no because you need that opportunity. Then let's use you as an actor to play that role. Now fire reference point in your negotiations. Now if I push agenda and they say, oh, maybe I'm a person company, so I'm making this offer to me, and I say, supporting me in this way. And this is something we all do every day in our business dealings and all of that. And if the person has been able to push you, that's work or catch real. Say, Ubusa and say you bet you I was saying, or so catch real say, oh, push I didn't know now they are reference. And I'm what in the
yeah, that's what he said.
So if you have agreed to it,
but you see, sometimes some of these things will become no one straight and kind of sad. No, I'm talking about DKB. and yeah industry stand up Charlie. Odi oni can bit me aba ba odi mami minim say na kasa minim say na ya grow ya kasa because of ana ye nim hope ho I know how we talk me can maybe I'm a victim let me obi adi nko oh Charlie the boom skinny ho body
yeah person be breaking bad news
but another thing is that some of these companies when you are dealing with them in fact so crowd show proposal upon how they come on in fact sometimes inside there's normal person who go on the crowd. They advise that Charlie don't go for cash. They look at ABR, no, maybe Rebecca so ABR this time around. If you go for cash, they will not mind you. So go for products. You understand? Until you going in, say we demands no pay products, food products, and they are support your academy. And maybe also in that understanding, no also yes okay. And I mean push your agenda, no man. Until you push this agenda, it is just like you doing a barter trading with a company. Oh, me permit me I say I'm going to most of my mommy say. It is done in business. It is a nipa na yes I na ma krapo na wasafre oh ya dabuka na wasafre nipa no ka che ne say okay this time round no pese omo beye package ni na 10,000 some be offer 10,000. That was when the deal was accepted by the company. And I will inform me say okay see our company now agree some amount, 10,000 Ghana cedi worth of food items. What's it that? See, I won't pay 10,000 worth of food items into company in cheap. Normal food items half, sika half. That means they will give you 5,000 Ghana cedis cash and 5,000 Ghana cedi worth of food items. And I'll catch a DKB. Oh, when you must I'll catch a DKB. So sorry. When must I catch a DKB no? And also any call meeting and say catch a microphone and say oh nipa na me dey buy and say na or say omo pay and a company na accept and I'm say okay omo pay na omo pay na omo dey aduane na kwakugu omo nim say won so bezi okumase e dey aduane na kwakugu company branch okumase kona koja mfa na say woni oman ni mu crap a at least talk to DKB in the interview you go say straight say o buy and what free DKB na o se da bi enti me fa na say o dey DKB crapo and inform me say company na agree some be ma o say 5,000 cash and 5,000 worth of food items na wo kuma se on card bibia crapo nchewa and ka o buy and papa mu a DKB no lead you for such a deal no aka friend first before you sit on radio and talk about some of these dealings oh Charlie na ye koya de ni mo se mo bo na nkrofo no mo ma misika na DKB can just say e bi o mama misika ana o mo ma misika na bia agreement na ana say we na ye de coin deal ye de coin no ana still a company ni holding on to enti o mo di akwakoja kona koje wade wo se on fair DKB also the company ni na company no sunim say an agreement or no unya ye no through DKB no wa fulfill you just have to go and pick your items and your 5,000 Ghana cedis. So why do you go on radio to make the company look like they have agreed say omo as a and you be contract so we actor but na be play a role in our TV commercial you bet you aka 10,000 and omo chwe we no fee. That is where I have a problem with Dabo. The way he was presenting his case on radio, that is how it looks. Obia when akonya anti the other side of the story, we feel like oh omo the neka TV commercial no one person mo bet one person musisi no obi kwa bet na say bia DKB crowd na ko e crap a onu na wa ji ni sika na wa chana otiaso and sometimes on side we won pass am dey ya wo mo ne ye it is not even we are Dabo no o court asema o can say how you are future relationship with this company. It is the relationship DKB have with the company. Okay. You are damaging it. It's more trust because DKB ma ebe shaking.
Because audio mudian
yes.
Disrepute.
Yes. Ebe shaking sadi we esen kofo bebre interment na kofo bu won ma o se bebi anu odidi won o introduce obi a ohoda. And industry yet musa na kofo ho chem all because of some of this attitude. Because waba me cheso hia me ko introduce un chechemo. Uge introducing na na wakose ho na afi wo na woto de dada di no wo aduane abo ono so de obedi de bia no so a eno so abo na afi mumielu na ekomo dem. So he could have just simply Uncle Abroche by the best thing I can say for phone afraid. I mean, or can when you tell me so, maybe I'm afraid DKB are on fire. It would have been a different thing to discuss. But unafraid the panel. Yeah, man say it's a company that okay, they are say yeah, my food item you bet you 10,000 and the Amodiama DKB. Do you know? You are on radio and you are just dragging the company in the mud like that. I mean, it is not nice.
Thank you so much, Nana Reagan, for that one. Some of your messages before I move on to Roland Amate. Rita Sewa says, God bless you, Sister Jackie Boatin. Ben Williams says, Chemo, this is for you. While it may be more of an occasional indulgence than a dietary staple on. Now, Ben Williams says, lobster is considered by some to be an aphrodisiac, thanks to its high zinc content. Zinc plays many vital roles in the body, including adding in testosterone production. The biology power. Now, Ben Williams says, okay.
My point was simple. I'm saying that is organic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Ninete says, Ben, I agree. And Ben comes again says, yep. Now, rich lips in Ghana. When you are rich or industrious, the law doesn't pertain to you, and that is what has given foreigners the power to treat people anyhow. Blessed Boy says, I'm feeling the show. Shatta Wale says, Asemo, if you feel cheated on a deal, why doesn't he handle it over to his lawyer for illegal action? Must everything be said on radio? Tre said the public sympathy is killing this industry too much. Now, Ben Williams says, Ghana's economic frailties is as a result of these controversies brewing in Ghana. Hunger and poverty is making people lose their minds and souls. Very sad. Rich Lip says, probably DKB lobbied Dabo to agree to the deal to look good in front of the company for more sponsorship. Or maybe DKB spoke English, so Yao got confused, laughing my ass out. Eva Diva says, Rich Ninete says, our business dealings in this industry is too poor. How do you even run an academy without funds? And Rich Lip says, Eva, this is my mouth. Ninete says, at every point in time, one party wants to cheat. The greed is too much. Also, too much emotions being attached to businesses in Ghana. Thank you so much. Ro, continue. DKB and Dabo. Make it snappy for me. We have one topic and it's already.
Public sympathy amount for the too much. Because I don't see the reason why Dabo should go on live radio to speak about this issue. I remember when I shot an ad for Richoko.
Yeah, I think I've seen it before.
Yeah, Nashoko is the brand ambassador for Richoko. But what happens is that when it comes to some of these big companies, they always shoot ads through agencies. They don't do it direct. So when they have brand ambassadors, so what they do is they ask the agency to bring their script or whatever plan they have for the ad they want to shoot for them. Then they will tell you who the ambassador is, so that you build your script around the ambassador. So probably that is what they did with DKB, which is why he was able to suggest to the agency that, okay, as to boost my character or my performance in this ad, I suggest we bring this one. And most of the times they do it. I remember when we were shooting ours, Nashoko suggested a lady who also came to shoot, I think, one of the scenes. It happens. So on that note was how I think DKB was able to lobby for Dabo to be featured. And when it comes to it, I think mine was, yes, it was payment half and items also half. But the contract was such that when it starts airing, that was when you were going to receive product. So even 6 months when mine started airing, I didn't even know. It was people that were prompting me, hey, wait. Before I even called my agent and was like, oh, I'm not crying. He's been out of the country for like 2 weeks. So I should go to the office and go and ask them. I went there, lo and behold, it has been there for more than 2 months. I'm in Pomini. So they didn't have direct contact to me. So they do it through my agents. Then my agent calls me to come and receive it. And I had to go and, so if I had gone on radio to go and say that, oh, they did this, they promised me this, promised me that, a month for failure, then obviously the company has every right to take me on. Because this is something that I did not agree even with them directly in pool. If I had any agreements, I did it through an agency or a third party. And even with Dabo, even if he went direct to negotiate, there are terms and conditions in every contract and clause. Even if it is a verbal contract, there are clauses that might have popped up even in the conversation. Okay, like DKB explained. And I think Dabo confirmed DKB's explanation. In fact, DKB's explanation did justice to whatever Dabo came to allege. That, have you called DKB? No. So whoever even broke the deal between you and the company itself, you've not even called to report whatever issues you have with the company to, which is very wrong. So how do you take on such an entity? It is not so right. Yes, he has every right to take them to court, but on what basis? Have you done your checks right? Have you made sure, okay, you have a very good case before you come out and say this? And I believe if you have not even given it to your lawyer yet, you don't come and answer questions on it on air. You give, and I am also happy how DKB as the brand ambassador also came to respond quick. Yeah. It shows how good he is at his job. Protecting the interest of the company, because that is what brand ambassadors do. Yeah. And it is good. Even if he was getting a bad relationship or a bad light in the eyes of the company, I think with this gesture, he has even boosted their confidence in him. This shows that yes, anytime, in as much as probably he brought Dabo and it had gone sideways, next time when there's an issue like that, they know he is ever ready to protect the brand. And you know, I am glad DKB came to respond, but I am also disappointed in Dabo's explanation to this whole issue. I think he did not do his checks right. He did not do his checks right, because if he had done, probably he wouldn't have done this. So if he has any apology to do, he should go. Probably he can't come to live television or live radio to come and apologize, but then he should do the needful, call whoever he needs to call, and let this matter go to bed as quickly as possible.
Okay, Jamo, thank you. Roland Amate. Yes, Jamo, wrap up for me. Let's do the last story.
Yeah, Dabo in a bad advice, and it shows him, you know, the video on a bad advice, and how I was starting on claim tells you that this guy is not only proper information. They have to even come and sit there and say what he said. And sad part is Wababa can be I think I say almost how I be a damage away very best or whatever. From the angle set or so the back court. Okay. And wow narration what may you say DKB a very, very important character in the whole thing. One friend or also own friend. And in the other quarter, I'm going to be
chief witness.
Star witness,
own friend. And now, cheating on my cheating into one can't one can't cheat, no. And once I see Lily for a cheating on that, or Mukroma, me, I know, and then mammy, yes, I do. So I can say, or Mukromanka, or Muntimin and cheaty, celebrity, be or kind of. Omukro money o cheating connection no way. Connection no e way. And a cheating no ma cheating no and only there. I was expecting say bia obey straightforward. No I say na so mommy 10,000 o man fam and now 5,000 o man fam. Dem me hu ya na say o mo bo ad no me sika mine. And I say eduane no ma be like say something. Then based on that, you say almost cheat you, and also almost cheat you. But you didn't. And almost any man agreement, as stated, and as verbally, almost catch on. I am ready to have product, and then the monetary, you so have like 5,000 plus food, and so 5,000. Even the open scacra, only 5,000. And the no cotton. Oh no, I have academy. Now so be my commando or cotton.
Cotton number 10,000
never 10,000 is so good to me. Oh, and the what they have passed or my cheating. Lawyer Ben never just case me cry mini license cry mini
what help lawyer license?
Yeah. Me this case because I'm come bia me who be a cheating free. Say, what could demand for your money and they are saying they won't give it to you? Me initially, when DKB said, say, Omo de Akoje Kumazina, I was like, nah. Sika there you can wire. Why do you have to take it to Kumasi?
About to say maybe food items.
But because of the food item, 18 workers are there is cool. But no, better will start witnessing any lawsuit now. Person, own friend, and you can say, or they say our court or can say, and the Adabo Mistreno, they are any panel advising or advising you. And you won't come back now. I think DKB advising is good. You should just go back to that radio station and even do an apology, something. Now, on taking it from there, and if quickly, as a owner will be more assistant and now or drafting apology letter to the company, cry or any fact. Because what is happening, I say, OBBC will be crying a company in the meeting, CEO, the Dabo, engineer Dabo, were not good advice and what he did was wrong. I think he should go back and apologize.
All right, thank you so much for that explanation. I'm sure this will also open this opportunity for us all to be careful next time when we are signing deals. We have to know what we are going in for before we come back to complain. Eva Diva says, keep up the good work. Guys, it's nearly 11 p.m. and I have to be up by 5 a.m. Sorry about that. Now, Ninete says, hey, Chemo, you spoil everywhere. Okay, now let's go watch this video from a man of God that I love so much. I love his style, I love his attitude, and I love how he carries himself. Now, he was on Onua FM, that is Christian Ajay Fimpon's program, and Nijemre, and he talked about dancing to Shatta Wale's song, I Know My Level. He talked about loving Shatta Wale's antics and his style. And again, he talked about meeting Shatta Wale at the airport. Now, what he added to meeting him at the airport is my problem. For men of God loving secular songs, I think it's not been news like that. Like we've seen it here and there. We know what the secular people do. But then the man said he met Shatta Wale at the airport and Shatta Wale showed him something small. I'm asking that thing. Just as Shatta Wale got angry at Sarkodie for saying, oh, that my friend, he's brought some energy in this industry, but he's mad. Can this also make Shatta Wale go mad a little bit? And again, do you think that that particular thing the man added was even necessary? What does it mean to Shatta? Watch this video. When I come back, I will give you some more time to explain this. Then we say goodbye to you.
My wife, part of a great pastor here. It was an ICGC pastor. He and his wife were celebrating. My wife, part of a great pastor here. It was an ICGC pastor. He and his wife were celebrating their 25th anniversary. And as I danced a song, the song I danced was Shatta Wale's song. Yes, it's on the net. Yes, before I got up, the thing was on social media. The song was I Know My Level. I Know My Level was a pure Christian lyrics Shatta Wale put together. If you serve God, you know your level. If you know God, you know level. If you walk in God, you know level. And if you believe in God, you know the level. In fact, my heart goes out to Shatta Wale. Ooh. That song is sung, except that I got in trouble with Shatta Wale too, because he met me at the airport. I was traveling. He came to jump at me. So no baby will me. Shatta, you bring the thing inside me like that. So no baby will me. Shatta, you bring the thing inside me like that.
We call him Dr. Pastor Lawrence Tete, giving us his opinion on what secular songs do. He thinks that some secular songs are more religious or are more biblical than what you even think. He loves Shatta Wale's song, dance to it, but fortunately, unfortunately for him, he hugged Shatta Wale and I said, Shatta, he tried to play. No, bro. Also, that goes on, kind of. That goes awesome. No. I still agree. I still think that also next is goes on. I'm going to hear that. I also need money, pano.
I think he was just caught in a moment, you know. sometimes in the moment of or in that frenzy of praising somebody or trying to make somebody feel good, there are some things that probably a bit me for our and me who's a way for so. Like he was just trying to paint a picture of, okay, he has songs that like are kind of religious that people enjoy, but he also has that kind of personality attached to it. That is it, because you see that he was just being cautious. He was just indirectly telling people that you can follow his songs, enjoy his songs, and not necessarily follow his lifestyle. Because the way she had with Child Blade, I think
this is making sense.
Yes, he enjoys his songs. Into you do on no Child Blade, it doesn't stop him from enjoying his song.
But he could have also said, "I love his song, but not what he does," without adding.
Yes, and I'm sure if he had also made that statement, whoever was interviewing him would like to probe into what kind of lifestyle the Osofo is talking about, and you never know, he might probably give himself away same way. And you know, he was just trying to indirectly let people know that, oh, okay, yes, I love his songs like any other pastor or any other Christian would do, but there are some attitudes of that they have, not only with Shatta Wale, that sometimes when you get close to them, or maybe when a pastor follows a song to a personality, you should be aware that there are some things that you might encounter which might not be pleasant to you. And this is one of them. Because he loved the songs of the guy, which obviously sent him closer to the guy. But when he went there, he realized that, okay, the guy has one attitude that I don't like. So moving forward, when you are dealing with such personalities, you should be open-minded in another sense. That, okay, the fact that you love Kenyatta songs doesn't mean that Udu on a Kenyatta club and you're a pastor. Hey, I don't know, I don't know, yes, I don't know, yes. You don't throw them away, because they also have certain characters that probably might not be pleasant to you, but because of the good deed that they are providing, you also cannot cut them off like that. So this is another way of throwing light on the fact that the person has good songs, but also has certain kind of character traits that any
Chamo, take over and let me read this one before you come in. Nete says, the academy project is good, but if there are no funds, it's not by force. Shatta Kobe says, if all men of God understood things this deep, our Christian community could be very welcoming. Ben Williams says, he smokes like a chimney. Ninete says, there is absolutely nothing wrong with what a pastor said. Ninete says, I found it funny though. Frederick Apia says, Brasami, it is not a big deal. Yes, Chamo.
Yeah, big ups to Ninate. I think he's really active on
oh yeah, very active. And in fact, he loves you too.
Yeah.
He's in Italy. He always talks about you too.
Yeah, Italiano.
Say you love him too. Pronto.
Say you love
big ups to him. Big ups to Ninate.
Yeah.
Okay. This the thing. I think there's nothing wrong with what he said, and then the way he said it was just to give emphasis to the fact that he is closer than you think. Because when he mentions the song and say that this song is like biblical or gospel than even some of the gospel songs that you have heard, somebody will go like, do you really know Shatta Wale? That you are saying that? And then he was trying to say that I know him more than you think, or I've even been closer to him more than you think. And when I got close, yes, I know that he smokes or whatever that you may be thinking. I also know that fact. But you can't use it against him.
Okay.
He's just a good musician, and he's giving a good song that, as a pastor, he thinks that it's even a gospel song.
Okay.
So that bit was more like giving emphasis that I am closer to him than you think, and I know what is going on. So don't come back and tell me that Shatta has done that, and so what? That's what he was trying to say in this way, and he was also trying to be funny, and he put it in this way, and some people were even laughing. So he achieved his aim in that sense. Just that some people may also not be happy with it, like it may be offensive to others too for saying it like that. But it's not far from what Sarkodie said at the essay. Like after saying all the good things, he said sometimes he's crazy too. It's the same way, just this one is in different form. I think the pastor's own was throwing more light on the fact that I am closer to him than you think, and I know what is going on, and it will not change my mind about his songs. That's what the pastor was trying to convey, and I think it's okay. We shouldn't take him for. We shouldn't take that bit that serious. It's more in a form of telling people that I know what is going on, also trying to be funny from the pastors. And this pastor, that's his style. I mean, he's been doing it in his own way and at different times, even with different songs and all that. So I'm not surprised that he's saying that, and we shouldn't take it that serious. I mean, he was just trying to be himself.
Okay, Nana Reagan, you can end it for us.
I also don't find anything wrong with what he said. This is just a way to tell people not to condemn people, if not just Shatta Wale alone, to condemn people for sometimes some of the things they see or hear that they do. And I know this pastor, Dr. Lawrence Tete, knowing where he is coming from and his status in our society, somebody might think, okay, why is he even associating himself with the brand Shatta Wale because he smoked, knowing very well where he did. You understand? So I think he mentioned that to tell people that yes, I know he smokes, but the other side of him that you are not speaking about is the kind of Christian lyrics in his songs that speaks a lot to even the Christian body that you are not paying attention to. So yes, we can embrace his songs. We should even love him. Not like, people just always, I've been asking that the Christian body, sometimes when they make it look like, okay, if this person is smoking, he shouldn't come close to us. Then what kind of souls are you winning? Is it already one souls that you see every day? Are they the only people that you want to associate yourselves with? Because you are supposed to win those that you are even condemning from the other side to your side. And if you don't get close to them, how are you going to do that? And the point where he mentioned that I was so happy about was the Shatta Wale's Christian lyrics bit. It is very true. I've always said that we have some people who describe themselves as gospel artists, and some people who even describe themselves as high life hip hop, hip life artists. But when you pay attention to their lyrics very well, and you know the difference between Christian lyrics or Christian songs and gospel songs, you might be tempted to put some of these high life, hip hop people that we describe as secular artists or maybe as a four to even push them under the umbrella of gospel songs. Because some of them have messages that clearly they are saying something that is really related to Christianity. But we don't really pay attention to it. We feel like, the moment they will tag you, we as a for we as a young.
Praise the Lord.
So they don't even want to listen or associate themselves. Okay. But I mean, like somebody just commented that if we have pastors or even if the Christian body has this understanding, it will help us a lot. Shatta Wale associating himself with Dr. Lawrence Tete can also give Dr. Lawrence Tete that resource that every Christian is looking for, which is winning these people to the other side and even making them stop certain kind of lifestyle that they see as devilish or
not so good.
Not so good. You get it. So I think it was a good submission from the pastor, and we shouldn't see any big deal in it. I mean, it is just straight away to the public that don't condemn him because you think he smokes. Okay. There are other good things that comes from him. You can pay attention to that, and it will do good to you. It's as simple as that.
All right, thank you so much. And let me read the final comment so we can run away from here. Rita Sewa is speaking some Italiano that I don't even know how to read them.
She says she wants to teach me Italian language.
It says Chemo. It says bravo Chemo. Ti insegno italiano se vu.
If you want to learn Italy.
Shatta Komi says, again, I believe the blade factor was just a statement. If you listen, he did ask, hey, Shatta, why his blade? My problem would be if he had kept quiet over it, then come out to say publicly. Now, Messi Alanda says, I'm sure the pastor is from Accra. Ghana people and Unity don't joke. Frederick Appiah, he says Shatta said he was doing it in his car, but when he saw him, he has to come and greet him. Okay, I'm not sure he will endorse it even in his car, so that is not a good excuse enough. He just doesn't want him to do it. Thanks to Nana Reagan, thanks to Team Dodo Solomon, thanks to Roland Amakye, and to the production team. The guitar Rasta is Currency, Richie Flex, Yala PG, and Gideon Nilam Tessin. And tomorrow, I've told you in advance, exclusive interview with Shatta Wale on Showbiz Daily. It is going to be a great one. All the panel members, they will be here to put their questions on him. I know we have discussed him more than almost any other artist in our showbiz industry. And tomorrow, he joins us here in this same studio for us to have a chit chat. You don't have to miss that. My name is Sammy Flex. Subscribe to this and wait for it with a bell icon. Until then, be safe, and we are also safe. Once again, special thanks to Jackie Boateng, God bless you. Dr. Anita Kesley-Hayford, God bless you. Bernard Kuban, God bless you. Richie Rich, God bless you. And Nanabi, God bless you. Professor Ankonam, hey Charlie, Professor Ankonam, you guys should listen to his voice. He's a presenter that you guys think. Yeah. He sent me some voice note and oh my goodness. Yeah, the man speaks so well. Thank you guys so much. God loves us and God loves you too. We'll meet again some other time. Yeah, out of here.